Hello everybean and welcome back to 2064 ROM. In the last episode what we did is that we got the poster and such, and we helped out Vincent, and we also learned more about Turing and Hayden and the company and Parallax and all that stuff towards the end, which was really interesting for us to go back into. We also carjacked a car. And before you say anything, I don't feel a need to go over today's events. Too much has happened. I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to TOMCAT, both Hayden's research and our aborted search into the modified mesh of the articles. Mesh articles. They said that they would be over in the morning to discuss our next attempts. I'd suggest that we both get some rest. If that's what you want, Turing. Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever. Good night. Good night. This is nice. Rise and shine, you sleepy layabouts. We've got a whole crop of things to do and not a lot of time to get them done. Wait, how'd you get in my apartment? Hardly had to blink to crack your door. Did you know that's a knockoff of the Secugate M14723B? Why'd you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway? That's what I asked. Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that. Deja vu. Y'all should be more careful about that. What have you learned from the files we sent you? Nothing all that new, to be honest. All the files I could get from Vincent fella just covered what we already knew in greater detail. There is one thing that stands out though, at least for what I've read so far. Oh? Yeah, you see, Hayden's long-term goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right? Don't take it the wrong way, Turing. You might already be aware of this after talking to folks involved in your creation. Hayden wanted to make a machine-like system that could contain human-like intelligence. And even from just his notes, his programming works is, well, it's something else. Even looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to I managed to duct tape the two together at the level he'd approve of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is that he didn't write your code, Turing. No being did. Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off the hardware files the system is installed on. Melody mentioned something about that. What does that mean? It means you don't have to be alone, Turing. Exactly. Assuming we can get our hands on Turing's original source code, we could generate new machine intelligence as we please. You wouldn't be the only being anymore, Turing. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I hardly know what to say. But once you consider stuff I found in the research, it does get a dang sight more complicated. Stuff about Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch. Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch, and that's why they... Turing. That's why Sunbeam had him killed. The potential for wrongdoing with an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief. Even if I don't get to all the crooked stuff the beings are running Parallax could pull it off with. I mean, you're built different, Turing. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be done for faster than a rabbit in spring. In fact, in a sense, it's already happened. What? What are you talking about? Their prototype built Baby Blue? I'm almost certain it's loose on the mesh. The research notes on the project show clearly and with certainty that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with the data on the mesh net in hopes that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary stuff like that would have get turned off. But that was almost a year ago. Well, I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles on the mesh to be pro-parallax, or at least anti-human revolution. Do you think Baby Blue had something to do with the attacks on Nonya, Shotaro, Charlie, and Zen? That's a good point, actually. Because the car that hit Nonya killed, like it didn't have a driver in it. And for Charlie, it was a car that veered off the edge. And Shotaro, I don't know what could happen to Shotaro. Maybe the bot did something, like it hacked the bot and did something. And Zen, I don't know what happened to Zen. I think Zen just got tossed from the building. That's all I can rule there. I don't know. We can't rightly rule it out. It might have found a secret agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, but I doubt it. Yeah, I like that. Killing Beans is messy as stuff, and it runs against this apparent goal of convincing Beans that the AI ain't scary. I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on Sunbeam from Parallax. Whoever took out Hayden, I bet they're on full damage control mode right now. We already know that they don't care who gets hurt. How does this tie back to Turing? I think we gotta do oh, what did I just do? It's too dangerous. I don't want a company like Parallax in sole control of most powerful machine intelligence on the planet, do you? If we were to get Hayden's original source code for Turing and upload it to the mesh nets through Parallax server core, we can turn every single ROM into a sapient individual. I'm in support of that. I like that. Whoa, geez, dang. Whoa's my answer. Final answer. That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the most monolithic threat we're scared of. We could also upload a patch for every ROM to prevent Big Blue's reach from using their resources. Without the ability to control all the ROMs, Big Blue will lose its ultimate power. And I wouldn't be alone anymore. There would be millions. Hundreds of millions of ROMs just like me. Well, you're cutting edge ROM tech, Turing. Most of today's ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, the code should propagate across the mesh to all future ROM activations. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company as soon enough. It's a big decision. We're talking about metaphorical singularity. The point of no return. Is it okay for us to make a decision for the entire world? We don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen one way or another. Either Parallax gets control of the debut of worldwide machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves. What do you think, Hoaril? It's up to you, Turing. You're the only one knows. I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of responsibility, but I think that even if it is a shock for the world, there's no time like the present. Despite all the political back and forth over hybrids and brain-controlled androids, the world is becoming more and more comfortable with the idea of non-human beings. If we let Parallax dictate the very first machine intelligence is introduced, who knows how long it'll be before an AI like me can be integrated into society normally. Well, whether the world is ready for AI or not, we're here to stay. I might as well throw my chips in for my own side. Let's do this. On our own terms, not theirs. Yes, nothing I love more than a will anarchy. It does have a certain poetic justice, does it not? Parallax removed Hayden to protect the project from his creation. Now I, his creation, will bring their project down. Just for what's right. Perhaps after all ROMs are sapient, I will be able to convince them to cut off Parallax's access to the mesh as a data collection tool entirely. Paying them back double indeed. I like the way you think, Turing. First things first, we need to get our hands on Turing's source code. The research notes we've gotten so far are helpful, but it's given me an idea of how to spread a little bit of Turing all over the place, but they don't actually have Hayden's programs. I'll do a little groundwork already, but I'm going to need physical access to do my thing. We can do that for you. You're a peach, hun. Gonna make me blush. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but it's gonna need mostly play it by ear. We should do it soon though, first thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so they'll be sleepy and distracted. Once you'll have that done, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. We'll have to upload it physically to Parallax's main server farm, and that's on Treasure Island. From there, the ROMs will install it like a normal patch from the company. So don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get you a main complex otherwise. Sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk. Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out, but I kinda need to get something off my chest. I'm actually glad Turing went out. Sorry about adjusting this. They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they really understand. There's enough stuff to worry about without me piling more on top. Phew, I don't even know where to start. I guess at the beginning. Take your time. The beginning. Yeah, okay. So the truth is, I'm not from North Carolina. I only visit my gramps there. I'm California born and raised, Napa Valley. Over the years, it's kind of grown to a community of wealthy old folk who like things and beans who don't change. My parents were no exception. I was a little too different from their taste. It was hard growing up with them. They never gave too much stuff, but things were tense, especially after my sister, Catherine, moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in Neo San Francisco, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out, but I was ecstatic to be free of them. I worshipped the ground my sister walked on, and that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was a flashy and colorful whirlwind of activity, and she was a brilliant hacker. She was TOMCAT. She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little coop of crackers, focused on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing the world to holes in their original messnet security. I was just along for the ride. She always knew she would get caught though. How could she not? Parallax was one big Goliath and she flinged the stone square in their face. She was looking at serious jail time, willing to eat it too. Willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. But it just wasn't right. It wasn't fair for her to throw her life away. I couldn't let her. She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all the computers to self-destruct. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave them quite the fireworks show. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as TOMCAT and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, they couldn't prove she had anything to do with it. It's alright though. It was just for the best, I figured. I'd just get a year at juvie and then back out in no time. No big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time she'd be given jail for as an adult. And so, I waited patiently. I cooked up so many ideas on how I was going to make it up to her. I knew she must have blamed herself, but before I ever got out, there was an accident. An auto cab hit my sister. She died on impact, and that was it. It's hard blaming yourself when things go wrong because you did something, right? I took her sentence so that she could have a life, and instead not being jailed killed her. If I had just let her take the blame, I can't stop thinking about how if she'd still be here. And no matter what I told myself in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just an accident. Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human? Some being knew who she was, some being knew what she did, and some being wanted to make sure she would never do it again. So I became TOMCAT. I spent the years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove some being inside the company called a hit on my sister. Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. Catherine was... If you had met her just for a moment, you would understand. She was everything I could ever want her to be. But over time, that little body's growing on me. Maybe you have too. Do you honestly still think we're on the right course? I do. The threat of Big Blue is real, and we're the only beings who can do something about it. It's bigger than me and my vendetta. I just want to get that all off my chest. My sister, she'd smack me if she knew I'd been holding this grudge, but I'm trying to learn to forgive myself. Still, I won't let her go unavenged. We're so close to bringing them all to justice. I know she'd be proud. I know if she was here, she'd be right next to us, helping until the end. I've been carrying all this for so long, and I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere. Thanks for hearing me out. I hope we can really do this. Friends, I've returned. I'm ready. Good. We've wasted enough time already. I've marked the location on the data center on your map. Well, you'll have to go on and get the source code mostly on your own, but I'll load some programs that'll give you an edge. We'll do our best, Tomcat, but what happened to your accent? Oh, don't you worry about that. It comes and goes like a vagabond kitty. Now, get going, you two. You have lots of code to write, and you have a lot of data to download. Stay in touch. Of course, Tomcat. Thank you again. Don't worry about it, hun. We've all been hurt by Parallax, and it's time we hurt him back. Good luck. It was really nice learning about that. I really like learning about all the characters here, and TOMCAT there is a really sad story. I just need to think about it for a bit, and I'll return. Oh, we're back here again. Who knew Parallax Data Center operated on the K-Cobb Coalition block as Augment I all along? I'm certain that's all coincidence, but it's unsettling to be back here. It's kind of nasty that coincidence makes you look for plots when there are none. So is that a hint? Talk to it. You start with a nice discussion, but soon the truck won't stop asking if it looks ugly with this paint color, and you can manage to get an oil change and a new tire. And if you consider a window cleaner, this isn't a maintenance truck, it's a high maintenance truck. I'm going to touch the car. Sorry, this building isn't open to the public. If you're looking for the offices where they hold interviews, that is on Bush and Leavenworth, whatever that said. But you want to wait till after the holidays. I don't think any bean's been around until 2065. Well, let's go. We need a way to get past that receptionist. Perhaps we can make ourselves appear to be here on more official business somehow, like we're on duty. No bean ever tries to stop if you look like you belong. What if we get some stuff on the back of the truck? Oh, it's maintenance. See, yeah, I'm a genius. Good thinking if you're wearing that. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Get out of here. Eep. Sorry, mister. Oh, drat, we have to find a way to distract him, or we'll never get our disguise. I hate the casual civil disorder again, but he doesn't seem to occupy with fixing anything. Maybe we should find a way to keep his hands busy. Let's look around. Yikes, that was flashier than I expected. Hurry, we don't have time to get staying here. You changed to uniform, that should let us right now. Oh, grab that clipboard. It's the very symbol of bureaucratic authority. Hey, what's going on outside? I thought I heard a bang. Transformer overloaded, nothing to worry about. Huh? Yeah, okay. Are you new? I'm not sure I've ever seen you around here before. Yeah, I just got hired. Well, I'll need to see your badge. This is a secure building. Do you want to explain a data loss to my boss? It's in the truck. I need to check the equipment. I need to check the equipment for damage now. What? Clearly isn't you in that picture. You're not supposed to be here, are you? Stay right there and don't move. Quick, do something. I'm sick of having to deal with so many disagreeable beings when I get around. Why is everything so hard? Why is it supposed to be electrocyclical or so fearlessly? So why do you feel like our inhibitors are decreasing the longer we push forth? Anyways, this is not good. Some bean will notice that they're knocked out. We'll need to hurry up now. We should be able to use one of the terminals here, and I'll be able to crack the security. However, I need the password to get into the network, and we'll have to find where source code lies. According to the anecdotal evidence on the mesh, humans don't have difficulty remembering the passwords. Maybe there's a clue somewhere. There it is, good eye. What? Maybe that would have been harder. What? Okay, I guess so. Please. I know it's tempting, but we really don't have time. This could be our chance. Give it your all. Don't you dare expect me to remember it. It's asking for the password. Enter the password. Go ahead, plug it in. What's up with this? Oops, did you forget it? There we go. Okay, good. I definitely didn't cheat, I tell you that much. We're in. TOMCAT gave us the icebreaker program that will keep the VIs off of us while we search. I have plenty of time for Hayden's research file, so I have a good idea for what I'm looking for, but we've probably attracted some attention already. Alright, although I was able to get a decent chunk of my source code, there's still a lot of it that's behind some heavy security. The VIs want authentication for some sort of glyph. Let me load it up. Key ID, I see it wants to combine 4 different glyphs to create a full image. I have keep icebreaker so we don't get discovered. You'll have to handle this part. Just study the prompt glyph that appears on the right side and click the correct squares to recreate it with all 4 parts. It looks like 5 locks that we need to break until within 180 seconds. This is our one chance. Our one chance. Ready? I'm sorry, here we go. Keep trying. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. You did it, Horrorreal. Here's all of Hayden's files, and done downloading. Oh, thank goodness. That was a bit stressful. Let's get out of here before Sunbeam notices us. Let me call TOMCAT and let them know we have the code. Hey, Turing, how is everything? We did it. I'm transmitting the files to you now. Great, I can work with this. I should be able to whip up a mass AI awakening easily enough. It's going to take a little time though, so you should spend the next few hours preparing to head into the Parallax server core on Treasure Island. I should be all done before nightfall. I don't relish the idea of going in on this alone. Perhaps we could spend this time to gather together our allies, see if we're willing to take such a leap of faith with us. As fun as it would be watching you go full Yukino on them, Turing, I agree. Maybe we could whip up some kind of distraction on the authorities to focus on. Buy you some time. It's settled then. We'll go talk to Chad, Oliver, and Jess now. Alright. I'm sure we'll be able to make them all fake a human revolution protest turn riot. The police are watching those demonstrations like hawks. That should keep every being busy enough and give us cover so we can do whatever we need to. My first instinct is to ask Detective Rivers as well, but I do not want to force her into an untenable conflict of interest. I'll run some more simulations to see if we should talk to anybody else. Sounds like you have it under control. Once you've gotten everything together, head to the old train norm entrance of Parallax building. I've been studying the plans between waiting for the code to compile, and it looks like the best way to pass the exterior security measures is through there. You'd have some time, have to be a darn fool to try and wade through the water, but security is lighter than, it's light. I'm not sure I can play the fool, but I have a friend here who's stubborn this is a job skill. We'll call you when we're on the site. Good, TOMCAT out. I'll message ahead to every bean and mark their current locations on your map. Start thinking about our best allies have been and how we might convince them to help. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to end this episode here, because I frankly do not know what the ending is, so I'm just going to wait it out. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here, and in the next one we will go to Treasure Island, and that may or may not be the last episode. Kinda hope it's not, but I imagine it's what it will be. Anyways, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoy it, and I hope to see all of you in the next video. Goodbye, nya.